I'm Richard Fowler. I've been fishing from Brixham for 30 odd years now. Also crew on the local lifeboat, second coxswain. Fishing has been my life. Lifeboating's probably my hobby. Hopefully some of the experiences that I've gained through my life will come out in these videos and help others.
We've got quite a few different parties involved in this shoot. We've got the Scottish Maritime Academy, we've got the RNLI, we've got the MCA, and we've also got the skipper and his boat. So that's really great for us because it means that we can get everyone's perspective and hopefully make really good movies.
Rolling.
Number 2, rolling. Sound.
Yep.
You learn stability through experience. 9 times out of 10 you end up in the water. So the idea of this is we give them education on prevention.
It must be a combination of things.
That's the answer. That's the answer that we're looking for. Exactly that.
Next, we just give you a quick 1 to 5.
It's not about making this thing mandatory, it's about giving education. On the top of the liquid here is what we call the free surface, the uncontrollable free surface of that liquid.
If you put that onto the deck of the vessel, you can see immediately the list comes on.
So the fish are in there to be secure.
We want to try and get everyone to do things safely, everyone to come home for tea every night.
Overloading is a very dangerous thing to do on a fishing vessel. Your vessel is designed to take so much weight, and if you overload that vessel, you could capsize it or founder that vessel quite easily. Fishermen are out there to catch fish. That's their job, that's where they make their money, and the temptation is to load a bigger catch than your vessel will actually load.
Fishermen overload their boats mainly so as they can maximise their time at sea. Obviously, the more they can carry in the shortest possible time, the more money they can make. So long as they're safely carrying the fish, it's not a problem. It's when the fish that they're carrying is carried in the wrong places. Obviously, the lower they can carry the fish, the better for the fish. It is also kept in a better quality if you can carry your fish down in fish rooms. Fishermen tend to carry them on deck so as they can get home easier at the end of the day, rather than keeping the vessel safe and obviously the fish in a better condition. Overloading, it goes very, very wrong. The fishermen don't come home, which is terrible, and that's the main thing that we're trying to get across, is keep a safe boat and come home for tea.
In cases in the past where vessels have foundered due to overloading, too much weight has been placed inside the vessel. In recent cases, overloading has led to the loss of the vessel.
Common causes in the fishing industry are overloading, taking too much catch on board. It could be shifting lobster pots and taking too many pots at that one time due to weather conditions or whatever. So we take a chance and then we'll move too many, and then that's the one day that we get caught out.
And what happens then is you see guys moving the pots and storing them in the stern of the vessel, which you can see has a bit of an adverse effect on the stability of the vessel. What you're actually doing then is you're altering the centre of gravity of the vessel. But whenever you start to put too many there, as you can see, she's starting to get lower in the water, she's losing that good freeboard good stability. As you can see, it wouldn't take much for the vessel maybe to capsize because of the loss of stability.
Some methods of fishing, such as potting, carry tanks on the deck to hold water in to keep the catch alive. It's very important that these tanks are kept stable and are filled to the brim and are locked down so they can't move around the vessel, and definitely the calculation is taken in before they even load them onto the vessel.
The big misconception is that just because you manage to overload the vessel and get away with it once doesn't mean to say that you can do the same thing again. If you are overloaded and you enter heavy weather, you have the added disadvantage of water on deck, which has a negative effect on the stability of the vessel. The correlation between freeboard and stability reserve is that you need to maintain adequate freeboard to have positive stability on your vessel. If a boat starts out being stable, you add weight to that boat, you reduce the amount of freeboard the vessel has. If you then encounter heavy weather, you have the chance of encountering water on deck. Water on deck will reduce freeboard to a greater amount. If the water on deck gets access to the ship's hull through loss of watertight integrity, you'll reduce freeboard again. Loose items on the deck of a vessel can be dangerous. It can cause a shift in the vessel's centre of gravity, thus incorporating a list. It can cause free surface effect if the loose items are bulk fish.
Freeboard on a fishing vessel is very important to the vessel's stability, and all fishermen should take into account of this when they're loading the vessel. There is such a thing now as the Wolfson mark, and that can be used as a guidance for the vessel's loading characteristics. The Wolfson mark was designed for vessels mainly under 15 metres to give them a guidance on the vessel's loading characteristics before they go to sea, so then when they're at sea and they're loading the vessel, they can keep an eye on these conditions. It's very important that you keep your catch stowed down below, either below the centre of gravity or near as possible to the centre of gravity, so you don't affect the vessel's stability too much. If a fishing vessel does not load near its centre of gravity, i.e. he loads on his deck rather than putting the catch down below, he can massively affect the vessel's stability by raising the centre of gravity in the vessel.
Next time you are on your boat, make sure you have adequate freeboard. This can be aided with the use of the Wolfson mark. Make sure you stow your catch appropriately in as low a point as possible, and make sure if a stability book is on the vessel, it is understood by the captain and crew.
Videos hopefully will be good for fishing skippers and crews, so as they're educated and that their first experience aren't bad experiences. There's a lot of people that do know what they're doing, there's a lot of people that do pass it on, but new entrants is coming in to the fishing industry. I've got to start somewhere.
These videos are very important because they help with the education of fishermen as regards to stability.
Any fisherman should take the time to have a look at them.
We're not going to stop every accident. Accidents will always happen, but say if we can minimise, educate and hopefully have a safer industry.
Prevention is a lot better than cure.
Hey, Alan, you're going to make millions. Give us a share of it.